Hello and welcome to another video. Today we're going to talk about inflation. Inflation is a term that we often hear in the news, but what does it actually mean and how does it affect our daily lives? In this video, we will discuss the basics of inflation, how it is measured, and the impact it has on our economy and personal finances. Inflation refers to the rate at which the general level of prices for goods and services is increasing over a certain period of time. In other words, it is the decrease in the purchasing power of money over time. Inflation can occur due to various factors such as an increase in the supply of money, an increase in demand for goods and services, or a decrease in the supply of goods and services. Inflation can be caused by various factors, such as increase in the money supply. When the central bank of a country increases the supply of money in circulation, it can lead to inflation. This is because an increase in the supply of money leads to more money chasing the same amount of goods and services, which drives up prices. Increase in demand. When there is an increase in demand for goods and services, but the supply remains the same, prices tend to rise. This can happen when there is strong economic growth or an increase in consumer spending. Decrease in supply. When there is a decrease in the supply of goods and services, but the demand remains the same, prices tend to rise. This can happen due to factors such as natural disasters, wars, and supply chain disruptions. Cost push inflation. This type of inflation occurs when there is an increase in the cost of production of goods and services, which is then passed on to consumers in the form of higher prices. This can happen due to factors such as an increase in wages, energy prices, or raw material costs. Expectations of inflation. When consumers and businesses expect inflation to occur in the future, they may increase their demand for goods and services, leading to higher prices. This can create a self-fulfilling prophecy where expectations of inflation lead to actual inflation. It is important to note that inflation is a complex phenomenon, and often a combination of several factors may contribute to its occurrence. Central banks and governments play a key role in managing inflation through policies such as adjusting interest rates, managing the money supply, and regulating the economy. Inflation is typically measured using a metric called the Consumer Price Index. The CPI is calculated by selecting a representative sample of goods and services that the average household buys, and tracking the changes in their prices over time. The sample includes items such as food, housing, transportation, medical care, and entertainment. The prices of these items are weighted based on their importance in the average consumer's budget. To calculate the inflation rate, the current CPI is divided by the CPI from a previous period, usually a year earlier, and multiplied by 100. The resulting percentage represents the rate of inflation over that time period. In addition to the CPI, there are other measures of inflation such as the Producer Price Index, which measures the change in prices for goods and services at the wholesale level, and the Personal Consumption Expenditures Price Index, which measures the change in prices for goods and services that consumers actually purchase. Inflation can have both positive and negative impacts on our economy and personal finances. On the positive side, a moderate level of inflation can encourage consumer spending and investment, as people are more likely to spend money now rather than wait for prices to increase later. Additionally, inflation can reduce the burden of debt, as borrowers can repay loans with money that is worth less than when they borrowed it. However, high inflation rates can be harmful to the economy and personal finances. High inflation erodes the value of savings and fixed-income investments, such as bonds and CDs, as their purchasing power decreases. Additionally, high inflation can lead to an increase in interest rates, as lenders need to compensate for the loss of value of their loans. This can make it more expensive for people to borrow money for things like homes and cars. In conclusion, inflation is a complex topic that affects all of us in one way or another. By understanding the basics of inflation, we can make informed decisions about our personal finances and keep track of the impact inflation has on the economy. Thanks for watching, and we hope you found this informative. If you enjoyed it, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos like this in the future. See you at the next one.